What's something sex education didn't prepare you for? They never taught us about discharge. They went through periods, pregnancy, gender, chromosomes, genitalia, hormones, etc., sexuality, but never even mentioned discharge. I thought that there was something wrong with me for years and I was super ashamed of it. Edit. For all those commenting that my parents should have taught me about it. My mother died when I was a little kid and I was raised by a single father who did not receive sex ed. I had no sisters and no women around me when I grew up. So stop blaming my dead mom for this. Sometimes, no matter how healthy you are, things can go wrong during a pregnancy. You might have to make difficult decisions when that happens. No one can prepare you for that kind of loss. I don't think our society really understands that pregnancy is still dangerous. How to do my taxes. I mean, I am getting fucked. Oral sex. That was on the job learning. Smells. Squishy noises. Farts. Queefs. Sweat. Saliva. Tiredness. Cramps. Thirst. Waterproofing your bed. Cleaning up before. Cleaning up after. Sex. Our sex ed was basically just biology class on the reproductive organs and nothing concerning the event or protection. Edit. OMG. My inbox loudly crying. I'm trying to answer as many as I can, but it's filling up faster than I can answer. Thanks for all the attention though. Cold sweat smile. The mess afterwards. The emotional aspect. Vaginismus. Everything and anything. My sex ed at school was literally a woman telling us not to do it. Condoms break. The pill doesn't work. You'll get AIDS and die. Far out. Menstruation. I had mine 1 to 2 years before they were talked about at school. How to clean up afterwards. Women actually wanting the dick. I was so worked up about consent and birth control that it never occurred to me that a woman would enjoy my penis until I was told. Hey, gimme that. The cost of raising a child. The vagina is lower than you expect. That girls want to have sex too. But society tells them to hide that fact. Also, wetness. Like dripping down. Noticeable under the shower. Wetness. That girls like sex. For a while, I thought they were just doing it so that guys would like them. I tried to be nice and finish quick. Lost a few partners before I realized what was up. The smells. How fun it was. Sex education basically amounts to don't. Aftercare. They never actually told us about the act of sex. I was 14 and didn't know the penis was supposed to go in my body. I thought it just rubbed along the labia. Imagine my surprise a few weeks later when my first boyfriend got frisky. Not me, but for the guys I've gone out with. An astounding portion did not know they were circumcised. They knew circumcision was cutting off the foreskin. But no one bothered to show pictures of what the foreskin was. Always a shock to them when I showed a picture of what an uncircumcised penis was. Breathing techniques for giving oral. I loved doing it, but had asthma growing up. So I get out of breath quickly. Which makes life difficult when you're beard deep between a pair of thighs and want nothing more than to just stay pressed against them. But you kind of don't want to pass out from lack of oxygen either. I want you to, like, pretend to rape me. Not in the manual, and absolutely freaked me out. The emotional and intimacy aspect of it, as well as the anxieties, and not to mention not emulating all the crap you seen done in porn. Don't go in the pooper and back in the pussy. Louis C.K. joke. Our sex ed teacher came in with a banana. And he said, "Today we are going to learn how to put on a condom." I brought this banana because I can't get an erection on an empty stomach. UDs and how common and frequent they can be for some women. For me personally, I'm sensitive. If I'm with a new partner, 8/10 times I'll probably get a UTI regardless of whether I'm prepared for it or not. Drinking lots of water, cranberry pills, showering before and after, peeing after sex especially, it's definitely more important than people think, because first it can kill you. And second, if you're young, you may not understand why you feel burning when you pee or why when you wipe you're bleeding if it isn't your period. That definitely confused me. Waiting only makes it worse obviously, and it can lead to other body infections if your immune system is weak like mine. Literally anything. We were told that sex led to pregnancy and that you should only ever have sex after you're married. If you didn't wait, you either became riddled with STDs the first time or pregnant the first time. Sex ed lasted one day. And that was it. Our health teacher very bluntly put it that he could only teach us this. And couldn't teach about condoms, safe sex, or anything other than abstinence. The girls got told about menstruation. That's it. And people wonder why my school had such a high pregnancy rate. I was educated in upstate New York. The teacher was also the home economics teacher. I think she volunteered to take that position. She did a really good job. We learned about the different types of protection, birth control, and the consequences if you didn't use birth control or other types of protection. We learned about STDs, STIs, the anatomy of the reproduction organs, and even a little bit about pregnancy and childbirth. She even had the county health department come in and explain what could happen if you don't treat your STDs or STIs as well as your birth control options. We took home a robotic doll to care for. My baby was a good baby. He only cried every 4 hours. Lol, there is also a call-in line for your baby if you just wanted to do the call-in line. You had a call-in every 2 to 4 hours. I wanted the doll though. I remember my friend who was a teen mom already asked if she could just do her project on her own daughter. She wasn't allowed. To be fair, her child was already a year old, but by that point, the dolls were supposed to be 1 to 3 months old. I remember towards the end of the chapter about sex ed, because we spent about a month on it, she kind of glossed over the abstinence option, saying that was the only way to be 100% sure that you don't get pregnant or end up with an STD or STI. She wasn't wrong. In conclusion, my school did a really good job preparing teens who would one day decide to start having sex. Although I still think it should be sooner. One year we had 3 freshmen get pregnant. I believe that was my senior year. I think it should be freshman year or 8th grade when schools should have sex ed. And then a refresh course in 11th grade. The sperm squirt an hour or so after sex. What is that? Why was it just hanging out in there? Why didn't anyone tell me to put a pad on? A lot. I went to a Catholic school, so it wasn't really informative. That awkward towel scramble. The disappointment. Porn addiction. All the social and emotional factors surrounding it. Yeah, I learned that sperm enters the egg. But I didn't learn how people enter into that kind of relationship. Just had to go through the high school dating rites of passage. I'm gay. It prepared me for next to nothing. Periods. My school system in New Jersey have a few passing lessons on periods throughout the years, beginning in maybe 3rd or 4th grade, where all the girls went to learn about periods and all the boys went to learn about erections for an hour, but nothing substantial. Not everyone has a female family to pick this up from. It should be taught to all genders as well, because men ignorant on periods is a huge nope. Anal. The disproportionate number of submissives have run into. Babies don't get AIDS from their mothers as long as they take the anti-HIV meds and not breastfed. I was wondering how the incurable HIV number was curbed without excessive measures. I recall the way we were taught in school was very scientific and clinical. It would have been more useful if the education included the following: dealing with the emotions that come with it, proper and informed consent, having a healthy and mature attitude towards sex if one comes from a religious or repressive household. The asshole is a lot closer to the vagina than I thought. Sorry, Jess, for your first involuntary anal experience. How easy it is to develop a UTI, yeast infection, or BV from your sexual partner. On behalf of women, wash your hands. Brush your teeth, especially the tongue, and for fuck's sake, wash your dick. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to drop a like. If you would like to see more content like this in the future, subscribe and turn on notifications to be notified about future videos. Now check out one of these interesting videos.